Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 557, and we're continuing our Berserker play in Backpack Battles. And so we've made our way into Diamond, didn't do it on video, did it off. I've been bouncing around between 90 something Platinum and like 10 Diamond over the course of the past day. Hopefully we can hold on to that Diamond rank as we push through in this video. And so I'm ready to go. Hope you are too. Let's get to it. And so, what's turned up here? So, it's kind of a garbagey start. Like, I guess I'm kind of okay with it. It's starting to push us directly towards the Hero Sword Goobert kind of stuff. And so I'm always happy to have this on sale banana, the on sale broom we would want to take as well. And then when we get offered up a whetstone along with the Hero Sword, I think you're just kind of stuck taking it. And so, not super interested in the wooden buckler. Let's jump in and see what turns up. All right, not certain how this one goes. He's getting the edge on us quick. He's got the opportunity to hit those crits right up front. And damn, like I saw it just sit. I saw us sit at like 1 health and the opponent at 4 for quite a while. I thought that we were going to snatch it there, and it was just a little bit short. But okay, yeah, I mean, as this progresses, you know, we mentioned the Goobert, we're 1 whetstone away. I think that seems reasonable. Definitely want the on sale onion. And then this is kind of a tough spot. I think I just start to look towards like, I want another bag, but we can't roll for it and get it. And so it's a bit unfortunate in that sense. I think here at the end of the day, we probably end up taking like the broom or something out. I want to get the Goobert in, right? That's going to be the big one here. I guess our bag will need to look something kind of like this. And so maybe this is where we actually end up taking the broom out, right? So we can say we just want to maximize on the Goobert. We can get together something like this. So we'll be missing out on the whetstone, but we'll be getting maximum Goobert activations along the way. Seems reasonable to me. All right, dive on in. What's this guy got? He's got his own Goobert. He's got a little bit of scaling in there though as well. I think we probably end up losing this round. I guess it depends on if this torch starts to get bigger, right? It's got that chance to gain the extra damage, and so be interesting to see. Looks like we hit Battle Rage first. That's usually a signal that we're about to lose. And so let's see. I'm curious with that. What was his sword? Was at 6 damage a second, and then our sword was at 1.4 damage a second? Yeah, that was pretty straightforward in our loss there. But all right, maybe we can upgrade out of that soon. Definitely want the bag. Kind of on board with the on-sell health potion. Now let's see if anything else interesting turns up. Not really. I do like the armors and the tusks. Like, these are things that I do like to build towards with the Berserker. It's just it's very cost ineffective this early, and so I think that like we'll just look to pick up the walrus tusk. We'll look to pick up the leather armor next round, and then I think we'll just end up selling the broom here. I have no real intent to be using it, and so I do want to pick up the onion. We'll get the health potion in. See if we can't have a little bit more success this next round. But the scary thing with holding on to that leather armor is just it takes up so much bag space. This is another pain point, man. Look at this. Just another guy with the with the scaling torch and the Goobert. It's like just the previous round all over again. Now we do have the health potion this time, and he's not getting as many Goobert activations, so we might be able to fight through this. Okay. I was just like, not like this, not all over again. And so here, interesting stuff. How do we feel about just losing this round, right? I'm not certain how far away we are from really being able to get everything going. It's like, I do want to upgrade the leather armor, and I do want to upgrade the sword. And so if we get the sword upgrading, we need both whetstones. This guy got to get $2 more. All right, health potion, you're gone. So there's the hero sword, there's the leather armor. I don't feel great about being able to win this round, but Once we're upgraded here, I think things will really start to turn around for the next round. What's this guy doing? Yeah, he's got a big stack of bananas. He shouldn't be doing a ton of damage though. The pan on its own isn't really a big deeps type machine out here. Starting to hit though. That fatigue's coming in. Yeah, get smoked. I thought we might be able to take down the round where we were weak, but it just didn't quite come together. But we're starting to pick up some good stuff. It's starting to turn itself around. I do like picking up these gloves of haste, getting these claws of attack going. Definitely going to be interested in it. Wouldn't mind picking up another bag. We could end up selling some more stuff down here if we actually needed to, but that didn't turn itself up. Bummer. All right, so how do we want to arrange this? We definitely want to upgrade the steel goobert. I'm looking towards just putting the sword in up at the top. I would like to get the gloves upgraded as well, but we can't really upgrade the gloves. Oh, hang on, we can do this. There we go. I thought I had a way in mind to where we could get the upgrades in, and then the hero sword going, and then also get another item in front of goobert. So that seems reasonable. We're getting there. We're getting there. So what's this guy got? Just a burning sword, really? Feeling good about this round. I think we're starting to pick up. Get that massive armor boost out of the battle rage. There we go. Okay. Good stuff. And so, all right, we've got a bag. Definitely interested in the bag. And then let's see what else we want. Like the on sale banana is probably fine. We haven't got a ton of direction in terms of what we want to be doing here, but like picking up these just generically good food always feels decent, right? If we want to get the double banana wrapping an onion, it does seem like a decent early game type of strategy. So I think the banana's fine. I don't quite want the leather boots. They are okay. They do give you empowered and stuff, but it's just not quite on theme with what I think we're going to be trying to pull off. But how does this look? Like if we want to get... It's always a tough decision, and if we want to be activating the goobert or if we want to be getting the bonus stats. I'd kind of prefer the bonus stats to land on the claws of attack, but we don't have a lot of we don't have a lot of activators after that. All right, let's take a roll. Okay, here's the good stuff. We're gonna have to slow this one down. I'm very tempted to just sell most of the food and pick up this thorn whip. We can support the thorn whip and the claws of attack and not worry about our stats running out. And it does feel good to just come in and pick up this upgrade like right now. So let's snatch that one up. Let's get rid of the weaker foods. Pick up the chain whip. How's this guy go? This. Okay, and then we'll just start dropping the goobert activations, or the goobert upgrades onto the claws of attack. Can we fit this in a way that'll let us get a banana in here? I don't think so. Okay. It's just like seeing all of these slots. Well, yeah, this guy's one hex weird. It's just like seeing all of these slots feels like we ought to be able to get a banana in, right? We have 5 slots, but then we're not putting it down. All right. I'm sure a more brilliant mind out there sees it. I'm just missing it right now. But there's at least good synergies with this stuff, right? The thorn whip's going to gain thorns. It's going to tie into the usage with the claws of attack. It feels strong. Big takedowns out here. Zinged them good. Okay, so good stuff. Definitely want the bag. Now, the question is going to be, what do we want to... Oh, god damn it. I guess it's okay that the thorn whip didn't upgrade, but I was intending on making a chain whip. Shit. Let me fix this real quick. I just immediately looked at it and was like, why isn't our thing upgraded? I think that's fine. We can look to pick up the blueberries. I'm typically okay with it. The big question to me is, do we want to pick up the box of riches, right? And that's going to let us go more towards the whatchamacallit? Oh, I forgot. There was a patch that came out today, and they just changed some of the stuff. But right, if we want to go towards the Shaman Mask and take all of the runes and stuff now, I will say with the Shaman Mask, I've grown to like it more in the sense that you don't really need to be starting with the gemstones. You can just pick them up later and be pretty okay with it. But I do like having big gemstones early. And so the option here for Shaman Mask is kind of fine. The Wolf Emblem, I'm still not a huge fan of, but it is okay. And then the Brass Knuckles is just generically good. But it's obviously better if you have more stun stuff to go along with it. So I think we can probably pick up the gemstone thing here and then just start looking to go towards the Shaman Mask. And see how that goes. Come in up here. Let's do this. I'm going to forego the banana just to get the extra activations out of the Goobert. I think that's fine. What's this guy got? He's not particularly upgraded. He does have a flute, though, to keep those staminas up. This would feel a lot better if we had a chain whip out here. I think we're still murdering through this guy, but that was definitely a bummer, not getting our upgrade in. So, all right, there's the chain whip. I don't think I want to switch on the basis of the sail. I'm not the hugest fan of the Deerwood Guardian. I could see making a switch over to it, but if you saw that previous guy's build with like the flute and the stuff, that's what I've been leaning more and more towards with as far as the Berserker goes. It's just seeing if we can't get like flutes on board to control the stamina, and then be real attack heavy either with a chain whip or with a big Buster Sword or Berserker Blade, whatever that big thing is called. But I don't think the sail is enough here. I'm just going to go for the Shaman, pick up the extra bonuses there. All right, so I don't think we want this stuff. Like, having an on-sale Ruby Egg is always something that's very interesting to me, right? If this was the previous shop, I would be so much more interested in picking up the pet when we still have the option to find the pet subclass item. But now that we've passed it and we picked up the Shaman Mask, it's just so much less appealing to get this dragon egg in. And so I think we're going to skip over everything here. I'm not super interested in mana stuff. I don't want the egg. The boots are pretty meh. We kind of need more bag space, and so let's take a roll and see if anything fixes itself. All right, so we do have a stamina sack. I'm not opposed to adding in another weapon. We do need more flutes if we're going to come in and add something like the fencing rapier in, but that's something that's kind of on the table here. All right, got another gemstone though. Ooh, here we go. So that'll work. We've got all of our foods going. Decent stuff onto the Goobert. One attack coming down to the Claws of Attack. That looks good. Need to get these gems down. Let's put the attack speed onto the Claws, since we get on-hit bonuses from it. I guess we'll put the lifesteal on the Chain Whip. Do we ever want to try and get the second leather armor, though? Get the second dragon scale armor? It's tough. Like, if we're gonna like eventually sell this chain whip for the busted blade, then we just don't really have the space for it. But if we're gonna just use chain whips, then I feel like it's not nearly as bad, right? The chain whip, it's awkward in size, but it's only a total of 5 hexes, to where the big sword is like 9 hexes. It's tough to fit in. I think we'll just skip here. Is this some kind of fatigue comp? I think we're okay. Stamina's draining kind of quick here, but a bit worrisome there. Maybe he is going to get us. Seems like he just wasn't doing anything, but I guess he didn't do anything for long enough. There it goes. It's starting to roll over at the end. That battle rage was longer than I gave it credit for. All right, so here's some good stuff. Which one is Tim? 50% chance to steal a buff I'm on board with. Okay. A lot of text on him. And then the Hawk runes are always nice as well. We'll put the crit on the slowest attack speed item. Should be the chain whip. Yeah, it's at 2.3. The cooldown on the claws is 1.6. The forging hammer doesn't deal enough damage to want to really put the crits on. It's got to be the chain whip here. Just something. I guess we're gaining some mana, so the chipped sapphires aren't completely wasted. And so yeah, at this point, seems like it's coming together. I wouldn't mind picking up another Claws of Attack. We'll see if like the thorns and the gloves come through. It's kind of late in the game for him to show up, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. We definitely need to get some stamina regen though, whether or not that's yellow potions or flutes, something to keep our attacks up and running. And then otherwise, I think we're just kind of set. I think we've got a very good mid game assembled here. What's this guy doing? He's trying to get those heals going, the regeneration. You got to attack faster, Chain Whip. I'm kind of up in the air how we should be approaching that with the attack speed, right? Ooh, thought we might get it at the end. Like, it's just as we run into the comps that have the potential to not care about debuffs, then the Chain Whip isn't as good. But if we're looking at our damage to come from the Claws of Attack, and then the Chain Whip is there as just kind of utility, then we would prefer to have just a bunch of attack speed on the whip. And so I'm not certain which one actually deals more damage. It would be something critically important to come in and learn, but I'm not quite certain. Now, otherwise, we do have the Impractically Large Greatsword turn up. We could look to just go ahead and pivot away from the Chain Whip and into the big sword. It did just get nerfed a little bit, but not a ton. And so the thing that makes me kind of lean towards wanting the Greatsword is we already have 2 crit runes, right? We've got 2 of these Hawk runes that just give it that great chance to hit for like 250 damage. And so I think I'm on board with switching. That's what we're going to look to do in the upcoming time with the Greatsword. Otherwise, I kind of want to put Tim in here. I'm going to put the Hawk rune on our Chain Whip as it tries to level up. We can leave the yellow out. Maybe that little bit of stamina will help out. And then something like that seems reasonable. And I guess I'm not certain how much it even really matters with these smaller style runes. I guess we can try and generate some mana off of this, but like the 15% chance on the Forging Hammer doesn't seem that important. As long as we're getting the extra luck out of the gemstone, that's where it feels like the good stuff's coming in. Got here some dragons and stuff. Comp looks kind of all over the place. That poison's hitting though. Zinged him right at the end. So, okay, yeah. I mean, switching to this Greatsword, I'm pretty certain I'm on board for it. It's a little scary at this point, though, right? We only have 2 hearts left, and if the Greatsword goes, or you tend to just lose on this Greatsword round, right? As we go to upgrade to our big build-around kind of item, it's just very easy to lose here, and so I'm a touch concerned about this, but I don't feel like we have a ton of other options. But we can get both the sword and the hammer in front of Goobert. Definitely want to make certain that we're upgrading our sword this round, though. We can't have this nonsense like before to where we forget to upgrade our big build-around item. All right, we can get the attack speed upgrades in here. I'm not opposed to picking up blueberries. It's a very small item that we can maybe get some usage out of. Got another bag, sure thing. And then I do like the blood amulets. I think I'm okay with potentially locking it in. I don't know. Maybe it's just how much vampirism are we really going to get? Like if we get up to 10, then you can gain the 10 off of like the big greatsword hit, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I am kind of interested in fanfare. It's not as good as the flute, and we are kind of hurting for stamina here, but it's on theme with what we're trying to pull off. In that we have the big sword, we have essentially everything else that we need. It's just nice to have the stat bonuses that come in, especially picking up that empowered, to where the empowered is going to deal bonus extra damage. So maybe it's worthwhile. I don't know. If it was on sale, I think I would feel a little bit better about it. But without it being on sale, maybe it's not worth it. What's this guy doing? He's got a little bit of thorns, a little bit of scaling, a bit of foods. Comes that battle rage. Come on, big sword. I believe in you. One last hit, one last chance. Oof. Ooh, that was close. So nice to actually win that round, though. It's so easy to get blown up there. So we are going to have to do a bit of bag rearranging. I don't typically look to put the busted blade underneath the steel goobert to collect the hits. I typically just have it be assume that it deals enough damage. I'm not certain what the correct way is to go about this, right? If we would prefer to have the claws of attack just in here ramping up the crits on the goobert, or if we would prefer to have the sword, but the sword attacks so slow. Like I don't think that we really want that to be the forefront of what the goobert is doing. And so let's do a bit of rotating here. I think what we're going to look to do is be in a space kind of like this. Right, so we've got the busted blade within the duffel bag, so it's going to get the bonuses, and then we'll try and get the attack speed out of the claws of attack in here. I think that's a reasonable way to go. But let's see what else we roll towards here. We got heroic potions, that's fine. I'm ready to give up on food. We can convert these bananas into greater potions. I don't think we need the third banana at this point. It's just going to sit in our bag for too long. So here is the purse, that's good. We've got the gloves of haste. We can look to convert the gloves of haste later. Like I'm not real convinced that we'll ever find another walrus tusk to convert this to the second claws of attack, but it's probably worth picking up at this point just to make sure we have it out here. All right, let's shift everything down. So yeah, I'm gonna skip on the combine here. I'm not quite ready to pick up the not quite ready to pick up just the dragon based item. Now otherwise, these are starting to look okay. There we go. We can get the banana going along with the upgrade. Can't get the gemstone bag in like that. I guess the gemstone thing isn't super important, but I would like it to continue generating these things. Here we got the hawk rune, attack speed rune. Blue one, let's just get upgrading. Guess we'll put lifesteal in here. That's it. That's what a bag looks like. Didn't take too long to reorganize that. We're starting to get faster about it. Let's see how it goes. It's interesting with the busted blade. If you don't have any stamina bags, it interacts very strangely with the heroic potions. It's like it has to drain all the way to 0, and then the potion hits, and then it's like your mana fills all the way back up, and it just seems to interact in a strange way. All right, how are we moving forward here? Do we want another set of gloves? Like the dragon's claws, they just don't really impress me. Like, I'm not opposed to, I guess, getting one and having it sitting down here on the busted blade, but I just don't think it's what we really need at this point. There we go. There's a flute, though. On board with that. See what kind of nonsense location we can get with it. We don't have a ton of like food for it to be hitting or anything in here, so it's not going to be a spectacular one, but it is a reasonable Goobert activator. It's got some decent targets over here to the left, I guess. Try and take advantage of that. We're not gonna be able to get in our. We have to be able to. we have to be able to get this gemstone bag in here. Hang on. Just gotta find a better way to set these up. So if we don't get we can get the banana in too. What she said. It's an appropriate one. I think we're finally getting sorted out here, though. I think this is starting to look decent. This is starting to be where we want the comp to be. We got 6 gold. I could see rolling for gold there, but like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna either roll and hit a bag and put it out and not have anything to use with it, or we'll hit an item. I feel like we just end up waiting around here, and it seems okay. Wreck that guy. GG. All right, what do we got here? Good stuff with this one, though. Heroic Potion we want. Spiked Collar we definitely want. Wouldn't mind picking up a bag. I'm not the hugest fan of picking up these pre-built gems. Like, the Corrupted Crystal is fine, but I typically prefer to just get the smaller ones. I care more about the sockets being filled to generate the luck for the Shaman Mask than what these gems actually present. Do we want the Corrupted Crystal? It's kind of a different story, just getting that massive OTK in. If we slap it into the weapon, I think it's okay. We're at the point to where we can sell these blueberries as well and not feel too bad about it. All right, so I think we'll end up just taking the gloves out this round. Definitely want to get this potion in and upgrading, and then we can come back and get the gemstone bag in here as well. Flutes doing some work. All right. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
What's this guy doing? I'm not certain. He's got the villain sword going. I'm not certain what I think about it. Giving your melee weapons -2 to make other stuff do bigger damage. To make it deal bigger damage. I'm not certain how I don't know if you're supposed to just like wrap it with a bunch of daggers or how that's supposed to go, but I haven't figured out how to use that one effectively. All right, what do we got? We got a gem. We got an on-sale leather armor. I think I am okay with it. Like we mentioned earlier, I don't really like picking up these armors when we're going for the big busted blade because we just don't have the space for it, but we're not being super effective with the space that we're using here anyway, so I think it's going to be fine. Let's look at it like this, right? Can still get in this kind of fashion. Now we can upgrade the armor. Good to roll from here. So do we want the Cap of Resilience? I'm not the hugest fan of it in this build because these games tend to just end so fast, but I'm not opposed to it. It's just not... If it was on sale, I definitely would have snatched it up. What's this? We got a bag. I thought we were going to be able to get the Gloves of Haste just targeting the busted blade, but don't quite have the space for that. This still looks pretty reasonable to me. Now let's come in and upgrade these little gems. Seems legit.
Okay.
Zinging with the big crit. See if we can take him down before the dogs get online. Seems like we're doing okay. Just spiked the second stamina potion at that point, so we've been able to hit with the busted blade pretty much every round. Starting to slip at the end though. Womp womp. Alright, got another flute. What else can we do? Definitely want the spiked collar. More topaz seems fine. One more bag. Probably have to stop the rolling here. We could end up just selling these blueberries. We're not going to use them anymore, right? But let's wait and see. So we got another flute in. That looks good. Need to get the shaman mask in, though. Maybe this is a point to where we just end up getting rid of the box of riches. I don't think we need to sell it, right? If we end up like swapping in and out with spaces, I think that's probably okay. But let's hang on to it for the moment. Something like this. Topaz and the armor, the flawed sapphire and the attacky thing. Might as well pick up this upgrade, right? Sure. Oof. So that big 100 zing up here. I'm not certain how that works with those giant crits that we just laid on this dude with the reses. It feels like we just over damaged a fuck ton of damage, right? So where I'm going with that is if you're playing against the Resurrection Pyromancer and they're at 100 and you crit for 200, you deal the 100 and they come back and don't take any extra damage. So it's like a big kind of healing thing for them. I feel like that happened multiple times throughout that battle to where he just, we trucked him for a huge damage and then he just resurrected through it. Kind of a bummer. All right, though. There's some interesting stuff, like the Vulpin Tiger is just going to be too slow. It does give us the stamina regeneration, which is nice, but we don't have any other pets to go with it. Maybe it's okay. Definitely want the rune, though. Get the bag in here. I could definitely see wanting to pick up the shield. We have 2 armors at this point. Maybe this is the rearrange that we try and figure out. So we're going to have... I think we can just kind of line this up across the top row, and that'll completely fit all of these if we have the space for it. I don't think we're going to have the bags to pull that off, but I think that's the amount of space that you need. Yeah, it's 6, 6, and 6. I don't think we're going to be able to do that right away. That's something to look towards doing. Let's see, hang on. Can start to get something like this up and running. Well, I started putting it in this way. We have enough? I don't know how many slots we even have up here. I guess we can get the shield in, and then we can get the armor in this way. That looks good. We have one more hex up at the top. I started doing all this, and then the question I was going to ask myself is if we even want to have both armors out here at the moment. I guess we probably do. We're going to be stuck with the cat thing, whatever this is in the back line, but I think that's okay. Now, how do we want to look at this other stuff? The Badger Rune, I think that we want to just put in an armor, but I could definitely see it being in a backpack as well. I don't want this 3% faster on, let's say, like the Busted Blade. If we're going to put the Badger Rune into an attack item, we'd want to put it in the Claws of Attack since it just hits so much faster anyways, but I don't think we want to pull Tim out of here. So I'm looking to just put this in the armor, I think. Give us the reduced damage taken by 7 in Battle Rage. That's for every hit. I think that's okay. It's going to be better against, you know, like pokey style things as opposed to big crit things, but I think that'll be reasonable. The attack speed down into the big thing. All of our hexes are taken. All right, let's see if we survive. Got to survive 2 rounds, right? We'll get those bonus points at the end. It seems like more of a pokey style of attack, right? He does have the armor shred and the spear, which is a little scary, but hopefully our battle rage is super strong here. LOL. How much did we just like OTK'd him from 1,000,000? Hang on. How big was that? There's a 206 crit off of the sword. LOL. That's pretty big time. And so we just got 1 round to go. No upgrades coming in. We're definitely going to sell the box of riches here. Need like a little more bag space. Well, I guess the thing that weirds me out is like we have the space at the bottom for this dragon scale armor. Why haven't we just moved the bags to work up here with the other thing? Like we should have been able to do that, right? That should have been pretty straightforward. And so I'm certain we'll figure it out before we get into this next combat. Otherwise, I could see picking up a gen lamp. Hopefully we'll have been generating enough stats for that kind of thing to work. Let's see how we can't fix this up at the top. I'm hoping these 1 hex bags are just good enough to get the job done, so I don't have to invest too much in trying to figure out the movements. Okay, that works. Now I was wanting to get the gen lamp onto here. So how are we going to do this so we get the tiger on board? Let's roll. Let's say make life easy and see if a bag just turns up. Nope. How about here? The 2-slot bag. That's what we need, right? That really helps. We get the tiger in. We do still have this battle rage out here. I mean, I guess I do this kind of frequently to where we just take the forging hammer out. It's not that strong. So we should be able to put the shaman mask up top. It continually activates. I think that's it. That's it, right? Oh, we still have... Oh, we wanted to get the... I was like, we just made 2 slots. Why do we have 2 slots with the hammer? But that makes sense there. Now we're good. Okay. Battle begin. Squeezing them cheeks, fellas. Similar comp. He's on the axe, not the big sword, though. Just used our first stamina potion. It's a very long time in the battle before that thing popped. Got him. And GG. So not a bad set of battles. We aren't falling out of diamond just yet. And I think that went pretty reasonably well. Now, there are still a lot of points in there to where I know that we've most certainly messed up. But I think this is the kind of the building of a fairly common Berserker style of comp in this patch and in the last patch as well, as to where you're really looking to use the flutes to keep your weapons up and attacking, as opposed to using the food to keep your weapons up and attacking. I think that the flutes are just, you know, good enough in terms of sustain to make me want to just come in and replace all of the foods instead of trying to like chase after cheeses and stuff. And so I've been pretty happy with how that's panned out, and it's not particularly reliant on anything to hit, right? Now, this comp wouldn't have been as good if we had a chain whip instead of the big sword. It wouldn't have been as good if we had the double axe instead of the big sword, but you should be able to find something that'll kind of help carry you to this point. And so this is probably a similar kind of strategy that we're going to be seeing over the course of these next few videos as we try to push ourselves up into Masters. And so, good stuff. I had fun with that. I hope you did too. It's going to do it for us today. So, if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.